You have found your way down to the Matcave. Welcome everybody to Matcave Gaming and another Video Games Monthly unboxing. This month we chose to go with handheld cartridges for the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and the Sega Game Gear. So inside this box we have at least 5 handheld cartridges, but if we get any bonuses, we might have more. If you're not familiar with Video Games Monthly, it is a monthly service you sign up for to get a mystery box that contains video games, ranging from the Atari 2600 all the way through to the PlayStation 4. There's multiple levels of the service. I am signed up to receive 5 games per month. This is one of my favorite things to do here on the channel. And for those of you that are here live, this is a members perk. It is a members exclusive perk to be here for the live unboxing. So if you'd like to be a part of this, please check out the membership levels. Sign up for 99 cents if you like, and you are in. You are in on the Video Games Monthly live streams. Without further ado, we are going to get into this month's box, April of 2025. Alrighty. Woo. It's so funny how light this box is. You know, when you fill it up with the other console cartridges and everything, weighs a lot more. Alright, there we go. Video Games Monthly. Here we go. Here's the box. We got Floyd on the cover here, right there. You keep the games. That's the big thing. This isn't like a rental service or anything like that. You keep all of the games that are in here. So let's prop the box open as we do. That way I can't see, you can't see, and it's a surprise for all of us. Let me see if I can find the paperwork before we jump into the games of... There's a lot of bubble wrap in here. What's up with that? What is this? Or maybe that's a... Is this a Trinket thing? Where's the paperwork? I'm gonna find it. Let me see what this is. Oh, what is... It's an extra... Oh, did they run out of bubble? They put an extra packing thing, because this is bubble wrap inside here. As the packing, I guess they ran out of bubble wrap or something. All right, well, you know what? I'll hang on to that in case I need to ship anything. But okay, that's cool. All right, so let's see if this is just the standard information card about the service, or if we have any bonus games. Let's go. Oh! Guess what? Guess what, everybody? We got a 2-up. We got a 2-up tonight, guys. There's 7 games in here. We have 7 games in this box. 2-up from Video Games Monthly. That is awesome. I think it's been a bit since we've had a 2-up, so that's awesome. Let's find out what game number 1 is out of 7, guys. Let's do this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ted's calling for ET. I feel a Game Gear cartridge. So that's what we're going to start off with, a Sega title. Here we go. Game number 1. Ooh. Columns on the Sega Game Gear. I really like puzzle games like this. I'm a big Tetris fan. And games like Columns are a lot of fun because it's kind of, you know, the similar mechanics to things like Tetris, but the whole idea with things like Columns is you're matching up the colors and everything into rows, even diagonals, vertical, the whole deal, so that you could knock them out. And in Columns, if I remember correctly, if you get like, I think at least 4 of them like together in a grouping, in a square grouping, they'll combine to like a big crystal. I might be thinking of a different game, but I'm pretty sure that was Columns. I've played multiple Columns games on the Genesis, and I always have a lot of fun with them. I don't recall if I've ever played it on the Game Gear, and I've only played, in my life, I've only played a handful of Game Gear games. I've played like Shaq Fu, I played the Shinobi games on there, Batman, of course the Sonic the Hedgehog games, Sonic Spinball, but I don't think I've ever played Columns on there, and these are super fun games. I can tell you the sticker is in like perfect condition. The whole cartridge looks great. Pins look good in there. I'll definitely give it a little bit of a cleaning, but overall, this cartridge is in great shape. columns on the Sega Game Gear. Really looking forward to trying that out. That's actually something I'll be able to also pop into the Retron 5 because I have the adapter to play the Sega Game Gear games on there. So that's awesome. Game number 1, we started off with Sega. Let's find out what game number 2 is. I feel... Oh my god, guys. There is... Oh, that's last. That's getting pulled last. Guys, there is a complete inbox factory sealed game in here, everybody. Oh man, that's going to be the last pull for sure. Let me find the other loose ones. Let me grab another one. Okay, I got a loose one in my hand. Game number 2 feels like a Game Boy Advance game, just based on how short it is. These tend to be shorter and a little bit longer. So let's find out what Game Boy Advance title we got here for game number 2. 3, 2, 1. What is this? ATV Quad Power Racing. Did we get this before? I have a feeling we might have gotten this game before. I'm going to have to check my list. I don't mind, if we get duplicates here and there. I go to retro game shops and stuff, and I can trade things in, so that's fine. I have a feeling that we got some kind of an ATV game once before for the Game Boy. Maybe it was the Game Boy and not the Game Boy Advance. Because I remember getting an ATV game of some sort, and it might have been this one. Or maybe this is one of the sequels to it. So this is called ATV Quad Power Racing, and then it says almost like in spray paint, AKA. And this was made by Acclaim, and then officially licensed by Nintendo. This actually came from, I can tell from the sticker on the back, this was once at a GameStop. That sticker looks like, somebody tried to peel that off, but it left the residue on there. I could definitely get that off of there. I'll use I'll use like the hair dryer or something like that, lower heat, and it'll melt the glue, and then I can get that off of there. We got some information courtesy of Ted's Nerd World about this game. ATV Quad Power Racing is a racing video game developed by Climax Development and published by Acclaim Entertainment under their Acclaim Sports banner. Oh, for the PlayStation also they did. That's cool. The Game Boy Advance version was released 2 years later and developed by Tantalus Interactive and was released under the AKA Acclaim banner. A sequel, ATV Quad Power Racing 2, was released in 2003. Maybe we got Quad Racing 2 last time. Yeah, I'm like 99% positive we got an ATV game for the Game Boy before, so that's cool. I mean, I like racing games. I really like racing games a lot. Man, 2 in, we got 5 more to go, and that includes a factory sealed game. I can't believe it. That's awesome. All right, let's find out what game number 3 is. This feels like, okay, this is a full Game Boy cartridge, so this is either going to be, I think this might be Game Boy Color. It's hard to tell, but it's not Advance. But this is one of the Game Boy cartridges, so let's see what we've got. Game number 3. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Let's go. It is Game Boy Color. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. These games were fun. I've played the Matt Hoffman games on the PS1, and these were a lot of fun. This also was once sitting at a GameStop at some point. I'll get that sticker off nice and easy too. But I always love these like transparent Game Boy Color cartridges. I always thought they were so cool. I think the game stuff, I really like the cartridges and handhelds that have the transparent shells. I've also seen people customize their GameCubes, their N64s. The N64 looks awesome with a transparent shell. But I've always been a fan of stuff like this. And the Matt Hoffman games are actually really cool. Even the design, when I pulled it out at first glance, you think of Tony Hawk, because it's the same idea, like they use the same setup and everything on there. But if you enjoy like Tony Hawk games, chances are you enjoy the Matt Hoffman BMX games. They're very fun. They're a lot of fun doing that stuff. And we've got some more information courtesy of Ted's Nerd World. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX is a 2001 BMX video game developed by Shaba Games and the first game to be published by Activision under the Activision O2 label. The PlayStation and Dreamcast versions received favorable reviews, while the PC and Game Boy Advance versions received average reviews. A sequel, Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2, was released in 2002. Okay, let me see, what are we up to? We're up to the fourth game. Let me grab another loose one. I'm avoiding the complete in box. That's going to be last. All right, let's see what we got. Game number 4. This is a Game Boy Advance game as well. Let's see what we got. 3, 2, 1. Oh, aww. Finding Nemo. Let's see. Finding Nemo. The Continuing Adventures. So this is a sequel to Finding Nemo. I have a Finding Nemo game on... What do I have it on? I definitely have a Finding Nemo thing for Disney Infinity. That's fun. Or it's more based on Finding Dory. But I do have a handheld Finding Nemo game that's following the movie. This looks to be a sequel to that. And I'll tell you, the Pixar games, they're actually pretty fun. I don't know if you guys have ever played like the Toy Story games for like the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. Those are a lot of fun. They're underrated movie tie-in games. And I think things like this, the animation styles of these movies, works well in video games because the crossover to that medium works well because it's already animated to begin with. So when you move something like a CG animated character like from Finding Nemo over to a video game, it can translate very well. Like, I remember the Toy Story games, especially Toy Story 1 and 2 on the Sega Genesis, those games looked awesome. I mean, you go look back at those games on the Genesis, it blows your mind that that's a 16-bit game. It's crazy. So I wonder what they were able to accomplish with this on the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance titles, some of them... there are some titles on there that really push the limits of that hardware. Some went a little too far. There was once a Star Wars game, or not once, there is a Star Wars game about the Millennium Falcon, and they overdid it. And the game does not run well. Like, the Game Boy itself, like, it just can't play the game. It can't keep up with what the game is trying to do. But then you get other games like Apprentice of the Force, that Star Wars game we've played here, where you're playing as Luke Skywalker through the original trilogy. Graphics are phenomenal. So I'm really curious to see how a 3D animated Pixar movie translates to a Game Boy Advance game. That's fun. All right, here we go. We've got a... Okay, that's got the indent. This is going to be a standard Game Boy game. This will be an original Game Boy game, I think. So let's see what we got. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it is. And this is Quicks? I know this game, but I don't. Is this a puzzle game? I've definitely heard of this. This is an original Game Boy game. It's funny, the label is slightly crooked. It's pronounced Kicks. Is this a puzzle game? I'm not sure. It looks like it might be based on the artwork there, or maybe it's a... This could be some sort of like a space shooter, potentially. I mean, just looking at that, like, that blue diamond or block that's like shooting up there, that's what's kind of making me think puzzle-oriented game. I've probably seen this game before, and I just can't quite remember. Ted, you are the man. Kicks is a 1981 puzzle video game developed by husband and wife team Randy and Sandy Pfeiffer and published in arcades by Taito America. Did Taito do the... Did they do the Game Boy? I don't know if Taito did it. I don't see their name on this one. Kicks is one of a handful of games made by Taito's American division. Okay. At the start of each level, the playing field is a large empty rectangle containing the Kicks, an abstract stick-like entity that performs graceful but unpredictable motions within the rectangle. Ah, The rectangle, the objective is to draw lines that close off parts of the rectangle to fill in a set amount of the playfield. Oh, I'm gonna love this. Oh man, I might play this tonight in bed on my Game Boy SP. That's awesome. Okay. You used to play this in the arcade? I love arcade ports. I know it's like, you know, it's always going to be the best in the arcade, but the fact that we actually got to have games ported to like our handheld stuff, to our Nintendos or Segas, especially Super Nintendo, I think hands down Super Nintendo probably did the arcade ports the best. This is cool. I'm really looking forward to playing this one. I love puzzle games like this. Like I said before, I'm a huge Tetris fan. I love playing Tetris 99 on the Nintendo Switch. This might be my favorite one so far of the pull. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. That's what we signed up for. We signed up for 5 games, but there are 2 more bonus games inside this box. One of them is factory sealed. So that's coming out last. Let me see if I can find the last loose game. There's definitely bubble wrap in here now. Oh, where is it? It's got to be here. I found... Oh, what did I just find? I found the Trinket. I found the Trinket, guys. Let's find... This feels like a pen. Yo! Oh my god. Ooh. It's a Video Games Monthly pen, guys. That's awesome. Oh my god. When you see somebody do this, anybody think of a movie? What movie am I thinking of? Somebody in chat. Name the movie I'm thinking of by clicking this pen. Who's got it? Somebody tell me. Whoever gets it first, I'm sending you a shirt. Who's got it? What movie? Maybe if I'm also... I don't know how to do that. Flipping it around. Doing this. People panicking in the background. As he's doing this. Let's put it this way. This movie became a super popular video game. Oh my god, I gotta come up with like more trivia type stuff and everything. Oh my god, and I also gotta rewatch that movie because it's amazing. One of the greatest movies in a series of movies. And probably an even better video game that has stood the test of time. I'll let you guys think on that. I'm gonna move the pen aside here. And let me see where the other loose game is. There has to be one. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I found it. Okay, I found it. Okay, here we go. I was gonna say we got a 2-up and we only got 6. No, but I found the last loose game. So this feels like another Game Boy Advance game. So let's find out what our 6th game, our first bonus game of the night is. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What is this? Whoa! Another movie tie-in. Spy Kids Challenger. Now, I don't remember one of the movies being called Challenger, but I remember the Spy Kids movies. I only saw... I didn't see all of them. I know there's like probably like 5, 6, 7 of them now at this point. I saw up to, I think, the 3rd one where Sylvester Stallone played the villain in it. The Spy Kids movies are actually pretty fun. They're very cheesy and everything, but they are fun. This being called Spy Kids Challenger, I would imagine this is most likely going to be like mini games, like little spy mini games or something. Maybe some of the characters, maybe the 2 main kids from the movie, and then probably do something like that. But I gotta say, right now, before we move on, Black Dragon, I'm sending you a shirt, dude. And we've got some information here. Licensed on the 2nd Spy Kids film, players enlist at the organization of Super Spies Academy in a series of challenging training exercises. Okay, so it is gonna be mini games. So its mini games include side-scrolling platforming, top-down vehicle shooting, and behind the player 3D tubing sections. Wow. Okay. All right. Spy Kids Challenger. Sounds like you got some fun stuff in there, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. The time has come. The time has come, everybody. We have a brand new, in the box, factory sealed, handheld game of some sort. I don't know if this is Game Boy or if this is Game Gear, but we're about to find out. And I'm super excited because it's so awesome getting factory sealed games in here. The last one we got was a Gummy Bears golf game for was it the DS? I think it was the DS or the 3DS. But my daughter ended up loving that game, and it was complete in box, factory sealed. So that was a fun one. But here we go. The 7th and final game, our factory sealed game of the night. Let's see what it is. Video Games Monthly, what did you send us? 3, 2, 1. Game Boy Advance Golden Nugget Casino. We got a gambling game, which is, I dropped it, which is always fun. Looks like it's got a whole bunch of things we could do between slot machines, roulette. We've got some craps on there. We probably play some poker and stuff. Obviously complete in box, brand new. I love games like this. I love card games I can play on handhelds and stuff like that. It's super cool. Let's see. Golden Nugget Casino. Experience the thrill of high-stakes gambling in the Golden Nugget Casino with classic games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, plus slots and video poker. When you're down on your luck, visit the ATM, then hit the tables for more action. That's the last thing you want to do. If you bust at the casino, don't go to the ATM. You go in with what you went there with and what you planned on spending, and if you lose, take the L. Take the L. Don't go to the ATM. That's pretty funny that they put that here. With Golden Nugget Casino, you could be a high roller and leave your wallet at home. That's really funny. Ted says, I played that on the NES or something like that. Yeah, there's like all kinds of casino games that you can get like throughout like every system and everything. They're pretty cool. You're a winner. This is awesome. I don't have any other complete in box Game Boy Advance games, so this is super cool. I may pop that right onto the shelf back there too at some point. Keep the box in display and everything. We have kind of a case, a drawer, and everything that we put our handheld games into, so the kids just go into there, grab the game they want, pop it into like the 3DS or whatever, and play it that way. But this is awesome. I'm looking forward to cracking this open and trying it out. I like casino games. They're fun. Especially if you're just looking for something just quick to play and have a little bit of fun with it. So super cool, very cool pull. I'm pretty happy with this box here, guys. I wasn't sure what we would get putting everything on handhelds, but that's pretty cool, and I think that's a pretty solid win right there. So Video Games Monthly, you've done it again. You've been so kind to us now it's been over a year at this point that we've been subscribed to Video Games Monthly, and I have no plans of stopping it anytime soon. I love this service. It's building my game collection. It's so much fun. Thank you all so much for joining me here for another Video Games Monthly unboxing. What did you think of the poll this month for the handheld games for Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and the Game Gear? We even got a factory sealed brand new game for the Game Boy Advance. Let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite game of the poll? Have you played any of these? And what games are you looking forward to seeing come out of these mystery boxes in the future? Stay tuned to the community post. We're going to take a look and see what consoles we're going to be aiming for next month. But until next time, everybody, remember, keep retro gaming alive, because one day your games will be retro too. I will see you on the next one.